Hi everyone, welcome back to Blue Piano Soaps. Ellen here, and today I want to make some summer soap. And what I've been doing before I turn the camera on is I've been making some embeds. And you guys, if you've watched my other videos, you know that I can go a little crazy with embeds. I love making embeds, and then sometimes I end up having too many embeds and I don't know what to do with them. The pleasures of soaping. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you is what I did today is I went to some of my shelves in my soap studio and I pulled out containers. Actually, I want to get one that will show you this better. Here we go. So I went and I pulled off of my shelves some containers that I have of prior embeds or melt and pour curls that I made when I've been making other projects. And what I decided is that I am not, now listen to me carefully, I am not going to make any new embeds with new melt and pour soap until I use up the melt and pour embeds that I already have. And you might ask yourself, okay, well, what if you want to make a project and it's not in the right shape or it's not in the right color? Well, the beauty of melt and pour soap, you got it, is that you can just melt it. And so why should I open up a new pack of melt and pour soap, take the time to color it, find the right consistency for the color, fragrance it, when I have containers of embeds and shreds that I simply just have not used? And so for an example, I had a container that had hearts in it, and the hearts were red. And what I did is I just cut up those red hearts. I put them in a safe glass container. I sprayed a little alcohol in them, and I zapped them in the microwave on 15-second bursts. And voila, I have some red flowers, which I'm going to use for this summer soap. So, that's just a tip for you. Don't go and reinvent the wheel every time. If you have embeds, you think you're going to use them. Believe me, a lot of times you don't go back and use them. You find, keep them in nice airtight containers, and then they're already colored. They almost would become like a melt and pour block for you. Just cut it up, zap it, and then you have melt and pour ready to go for your new project. I had some clear purple, and I had some clear coral color from like a the coral, I think, was from like a seashell soap I made, or some sort of maybe a mermaid soap, I don't remember. And so I cut those up, zapped them, and I reused them. I put them in my molds, and I made, boom, I made my embeds for this soap. Like in this particular container, I had a blue. I had some blue hearts, and I know that they were probably left over from making 4th of July soap. And so again, I just cut them up, and now, boom, I have blue flowers for this kind of summer Hawaii type soap that I want to make today. So here are my blue flowers. So that's just kind of a tip. The other little tip that I wanted to give you too is that I love using sometimes these flat, I think they're like fondant, they call them, or maybe candy molds, and they're really thin. The embeds come out nice and thin, nice and small. I don't know if you can see that, if the camera will focus on it. But I get a lot of questions about how do I have the patience to pour the melt and pour, which can sometimes thicken up on you. into thin molds like this. And the trick is you do your best. You do your best to fill up the molds. It does overflow. It can get chunky. What I do then is when things have hardened up, I take one of these peelers. I don't know what the technical kitchen name is for it, but I'm sure it's going to come to me. But it's like a peeler, and I use this to make curls using melt and pour soap. But I also use it for something like this. When it's such a thin mold, all you have to do is kind of gently rub in the back, and it will kind of fix, again, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it'll kind of fix any sort of chunkiness that you might have in the back for your mold. So that's a tip for you there. I'm going to pop some of these out. See, these are going to be perfect for my Hawaii soap. So let's get started on making that soap. Okay, so here we are. We are ready to go. I have, whoops, okay, that was loud. I have my Hawaii summer soap embeds all ready, and oops, let me come that way. I am ready to go ahead and begin my batch. And what I've done previously is I have melted my oils that needed melting. So in here there's 12 ounces of coconut oil, 12 ounces of sustainable palm oil, 12 ounces of olive oil are yet to be added because that did not have to be melted. What is also in there is 2 ounces of castor oil, 2 ounces of sweet almond oil, and then there is a mixture in there of 2 tablespoons of kaolin clay, 2 tablespoons of goat's milk powder. And something new that I have started adding to my soaps is some silk. So I don't know if you have ever used silk before, but I will show it to you. I got it from Brambleberry. A lot of my soap making friends use it. Here it is. It's called Tussa Silk Fiber. I am going to try it. I'm going to see if I notice a difference in the soap. You use just a very, very tiny few little strands of it. You put it in your hot oils so that it melts and incorporates. And we're going to see how we like it. Let me get the olive oil. Okay, guys. Total blooper off camera. Oh my goodness. I realized that I didn't have olive oil. Yeah, that's kind of an important ingredient. So I had to scramble and get some olive oil, and we are now resuming this video. So, as I was saying, the oils that I melted are in here, along with the butters that have been melted, and the Tussa Silk. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in my 12 ounces of olive oil, which did not need melting and had disappeared for some reason from my soap studio. Yeah, that was really interesting, you guys. So here is our main batter. Now we're just going to add the lye to it, and as I mentioned in some prior videos, I like to soap at room temperature. This is about 75 degrees in here, and the lye water is about 78 degrees. There are 3 tablespoons of sodium lactate in this lye water, and I lately have been liking adding my titanium dioxide, about a tablespoon, maybe half a tablespoon, that was, to my lye water. And we are going to give this a good whiz. so that it incorporates before we do anything else. Then we're going to strain it. Okay, I really have been liking adding my titanium dioxide to my lye water. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give the batch just a quick mix again before I add the lye water, just to make sure everything's incorporated. Not going to add color to the soap. We are going to leave it natural color. However, we are going to add fragrance oil, and that fragrance oil is called Green Floral number 13 fragrance oil, and this I believe is from Wholesale Supplies Plus. It smells divine. It really has a wonderful floral Hawaii scent. Okay, and what I like to do with my scents, I think again you've seen from other videos, is I like to, okay, that was a little noisy, I like to anchor my scents. Sorry guys, I should have had this ready. I try really hard to like have everything ready so that the videos are not so long. It just doesn't always work out. I like to anchor my scents with a little bit of cornstarch. It's about, I would say, a teaspoon, maybe a little more than a teaspoon. This is not going to be enough. I thought this was a full bottle, and it's not. So we are going to experiment. That should be enough for this batch. Okay, so what I was saying is I like to anchor my scent by mixing the scent with a little bit of the cornstarch. Other soapers, friends of mine, have told me that it really helps to hold the scent when you do that, and I've just kind of been doing that, and that's what we're going to do. So the scent is ready, the batter is ready, the lye water is ready. Let's go ahead and strain our lye. There we go. Let's see if we can get this to light trace. Now I always like to just kind of stir it a little bit. Anytime you can stir it without having to actually turn the blender on, it just helps in case it's going to seize or rice on you. So, wow, this smells so good. Let's go ahead and get it to light trace. Guys, it's already there. In fact, it's already at more trace than I want it to be, and so I'm not going to mess with it any more than it already is. We are going to use a pitcher to pour into our molds, and I am using my favorite molds. And I know you guys, I know you're going to say, Ellen, we're really sick of seeing you use these molds, and you know what? You would be right. But I absolutely just love these round molds, and I love these square ones. And because they're smaller than like a loaf, I can charge a little bit less for the soap. And I have just found that they're just huge, huge sellers. People love them. I think maybe they fit in their hand better than a loaf. I don't know, guys, but people love them, and I love them. But I am going to promise you that tomorrow's video that I'm going to make, I am going to make a loaf. Haven't decided yet what kind of loaf. I think I might do a redo of one of my most popular soaps, which is a sea glass soap. And it's a soap that you pour into a mold, you do a high pour, and you high pour melted, clear, colored melt and pour inside the cold process soap. And when you cut the loaves, it kind of looks like they're sea glass in your soap. So I think that is the one I'm going to do tomorrow. I promise it is going to be a loaf. So let's go ahead. Like I said, this particular batch is not going to be colored. However, it is going to be scented. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the batch in two because I am concerned that the fragrance oil might accelerate this a little bit, and I don't want that to happen. So I poured half the batter in a pourable container. I added 1 ounce of the fragrance oil to this, and now right here off camera I'm just stirring it. I'm not going to whisk it or use my hand mixer on this. I am just going to stir it to mix that scent into it, and all I can tell you is that, you guys, this smells so good. This smells awesome. Oh my goodness, I love it. So let's go ahead and pour this. I am going to spray some alcohol on the bottom of these molds. If I could spray in the right direction, that would be wonderful. Who's on that? Okay, let's get going. And you remember, you don't have to go all the way to the top. In fact, I prefer not to go all the way to the top. I feel like then the tops of the soaps come out a little better when you don't go all the way to the top. And remember, one of the most important things to do is to tap this. Once you get it poured, tap it. Tap it really good. That's what makes sure it gets into all the nooks and crannies of your mold. Okay? Now we'll go ahead and fill this one up. I think this is just going to be enough. We may be able to fill up a couple more squares, but once again, I'm going to tap, 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 tap. I mean, really tap it. I know that noise has got to be really annoying, you guys, but it is so important on these round and square molds that you do that, or else sometimes the bottom just doesn't come out that even. So I think I can probably fill up another 2 or 3 of these. Why not? Right? Yep, that's about gonna do it. I think we can add a little more to this one. And a little more to this one. Oh my gosh, it smells so good, you guys. Oh, it just smells so good. Tap, 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 tap. Again, sorry for the noise. I know it's annoying. So here we have our 3 trays of soap. What we want to do is we want to let it just start drying a little bit, and then I'm going to come back with a toothpick, with a chopstick, and I'm going to do a little swirling on the top. And then once I feel that it's hardened up enough that it will support the weight of these embeds, we are going to put the embeds on the soaps to make our Hawaiian soap. Okay guys, so we are back, and the soap did harden up a little bit, and it was enough for me to go ahead and make some swirls just on the very top, just using a chopstick. You may like the swirls, you may prefer them without the swirls. It's totally up to you. We are going to go ahead now, and we are going to add our embeds, and I'm trying to see if maybe you can see better. Well, maybe I'll do one tray at a time. How about that? So these are the round ones, and we are ready. And again, I just want them to look Hawaii-ish. I'm just going to add 1 or 2 flowers to the top of each one.
She's waiting for love to be realized. I'll send her my heart covered as a gift, and hope that you...
And let's do a pink, and a pink, and a green. There we go. So these are some extra embeds. Again, I will go ahead, I will put these in airtight containers, and I have melt and pour blocks that are already colored that I can use, that I can remelt at different times. Let me go ahead and get a little bit of glitter. We are going to try a little bit of a different colored glitter, although when I do this, you guys, I tend to then regret it, and I tend to wish that I had just stuck with my beautiful white glitter. But, you know, live a little, right? Oh, let me spray with alcohol. Let me see if I like how this comes out. If not, I'll just stick with my white. This is a very... oh, I like it. Sure. It's nice. I'll put some white in there too. I'm glitter happy. What can I say? Yeah, I like it. Just real light coloring. Like you almost don't even see it. And then, let me get my normal glitter. And we'll just give it a little. Wouldn't be my creations if it didn't have glitter. Okay, there they are. They came out so cute, you guys. I hope you love them. If you do, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up, and I will append this video with my wrapping these soaps once I take them out of the mold, so that you can see how cute they're going to be wrapped. Take care, everyone. Okay guys, so let me go ahead and show you how I have decided to go ahead and wrap these summer Hawaii soaps. So as you know, I like to go to the dollar store a lot, and I like to buy their 3D stickers. They have really cute things that you can purchase to use on your soaps. And you know, they have things like these 3D butterflies, and I don't know what the deal is, guys, but I think I have OD'd on purchasing butterflies. I was looking through my stash of you know, little things that I use to package soap, and I kind of started cleaning it out and kind of dividing it up by like wildlife, animals, flowers, subjects, and I came to realize that I have a ton of butterfly 3D stickers, and so I'm going to use the butterflies on this particular soap. So this is a round one. It's in a clear cellophane bag. I just went ahead, tied it with a ribbon, kind of cut off some of the side to fantail this, and then I stuck one of the butterflies on it. Now you could have it like this, you know, where the soap is laying down and the butterfly is sitting up, if you can see that. Or you can also have it like this on display, where you kind of put it towards where the fantail is towards an angle, kind of like that. You can have it upright like this. A lot of different ways you could, you know, photograph this and display this, but I am going to use the butterflies because I have OD'd on butterfly stickers. So let's go ahead and get started. So
over the hills and far from mine, she's waiting for love to be realized. I'll send her my heart covered as a gift, and hope that you'll take it into her side.
So seriously, you guys, it's just a teeny tiny tip that goes into the soap. It's okay, really, it's okay. And you're just gonna go ahead and you're just gonna push that into your soap. And I particularly like these because they have this little, I don't know, they're kind of, they kind of move, which, you know, is really, to me, is kind of cool. So there's another one. And there it is, the soap, the butterfly. You could display it like this, you could display it like this. It's just really pretty on display. And you could use, there's smaller butterflies in this pack. I may go with a little bit of a smaller butterfly. This one to me looks a little big, but you know, it's just something different, and it's supposed to be kind of like a Hawaii soap. Let me go ahead and show you one that's square. It's going to be the identical principle, except I think for the square I am going to use my smaller bag.
I'll send her my hardcover as a gift, and hope that you
Super cute. Super, super cute. So there you go, guys. Stay tuned for the next video. In my next video, I am going to do a question and answer session regarding soap making. I have had a few requests to answer some questions about soap making, and so I'm going to do one of those videos. And then I am going to do some more loaf videos, so please stick around. Please give this video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out a lot and helps me to continue to make these videos. And as always, have a great day, and I will see you real soon. Bye-bye.
over the hills and far from mine. She's waiting for love to be realized. I'll send her my heart covered as a gift, and hope that you'll take it in.